Hey guys, how's it going? Hey everyone. Hi, I'm Andy Shipsides. How's it going, guys? Small crowd, but they'll gather around. They'll gather around as we go. Hey guys, I'm going to do a little presentation on 3D lookup tables, right? 3D LUTs and how you make them, and some tools, and some general updates in the area of DIT type stuff, right? So. We've been using 3D lookup tables for a while now on set. We've been generating them for color reference on set to give our post color graders an idea of what we might actually want to have done with the footage that we're gathering today. Most cameras today are gathering log or raw, and so on set we may generate these 3D lookup tables which will allow for a full color correction output on set, and then sending that to post so that we can actually get a really clear idea of what was intended, right? So the real goal here with these tools is to give you a clear picture of what might be needed. So there's been some big updates fairly recently with some new tools that I think are really interesting. The first tool that's in that space, this 3D LUT space, is the Teradek Color, right? Spelled C-O-O-L-R. They forgot a letter. About a vowel, you know. COLR, they have some new versions of this at their booth as well. The Color Pro, Color Duo. Basically, this is a wired by a network or wireless LUT box, right? LUT box, basically what it does, you send in a feed from the camera. In this case, I have Alexa Mini here. Feeding a signal into it. You apply a lookup table to that image, and then out of it comes your corrected feed. So on the monitor over here, you see the log feed from the camera, right? It's very flat. That's a normal log feed. So the LUT box, when we talk to it, can actually apply a lookup table and allow us to do correction, right? So the Teradek is one of many options out there. Other ones that are popular, IS Mini, HD Link Pro, still kind of working from Blackmagic. Flanders monitors, you can talk directly to them. And the new Box I/O from Flanders, which just came out, which I'm really excited about as well. So a lot of box options out there. This is just one of many, but I want to show you how this works. So this device works directly with software from Pomfort. I actually have Patrick from Pomfort here, and he'll come up and talk to us a little bit about some stuff they've been doing recently. It talks directly to the box, and I can control it either wired or wireless. I'm wired today because we're at NAB, and no Wi-Fi works. And it just doesn't, there's just too much radiation. We're being hit right now. It's kind of deadly probably, but we're all here, we're good. So we're wired up at the moment. JC, can you, we put up the computer feed on the screen here, and I'll show you, there it is. This is LiveGrade. And what I have right now, I'm connected to the color box. You can see it right here on the side. I'm wired, connected to that box, and then I have my basic grading controls, right? I have CDL level adjustments, right? A CDL is a color decision list, right? This is a basic lift, gamma, gain adjustment and saturation that I can do at this level. So that top part of the image, as you can see here, is CDL. On the bottom, I have a 3D LUT applied, right? A 3D LUT's actually doing a full color space conversion. In this case, we can turn on a LUT here that will convert from the log feed into 709. So this is something you would do on set. You could use a basic 3D LUT conversion if you wanted, just one you download it off the internet, apply it to the output, and then on top of that, do a CDL correction, or we'll actually behind it actually. So there's the CDLs first, and then the LUT in this case. And maybe talk about this a little bit, Patrick, too. The way you can actually move these nodes around, which is a new thing in LiveGrade 3. So so if I just go ahead and go back to the camera feed, and just to give you a really brief idea of what this looks like. You know, if I go ahead and load up just a basic airy log LUT, you see the adjustment. This is just a 3D LUT being applied, right? And then from there, I can do my basic adjustments, and I'm not going to pretend to be a colorist here right now, but I could do things like saturation adjustments on the fly, make it very bright. That's not so hot looking, I know, I got it, you know. But we can you know, reduce our black levels, you know, crush the blacks down. We can change mid-tone colors, bring the midtones up. And if you go back to the software, JC, I will see it. There we go. You see that the software I'm doing here, and that's the saturation adjustment, so on, right? So this is working. It's happening wired or wirelessly, I'm sending that signal over. LiveGrade is the sort of universal tool that talks with all these different other pieces of hardware. It's become sort of de facto standard for most DITs today. So that's this tool. Now, to go beyond that, beyond a box that's attached to a camera, Panasonic's actually integrated this directly into their camera. So I want to show you that now. I'm going to actually be able to talk directly to the camera and apply a LUT in the camera, right? So this is the, to me, like an evolution, an idea that I think more people will do in the future. SXT works as well this way, right? Is that correct? SXT also works this way, where we can actually talk directly to the camera and adjust the LUT in the camera, actually load one in if I want to, and do the same adjustments. So I'll go ahead and just hook over to that. But any questions about this so far, right? So LiveGrade talks to the box. We create the look we want. Now LiveGrade, from here, you could export a 3D LUT out onto set, or to send to post, and go from there. That's the idea of that software, right? You're working in this configuration, generating the 3D LUTs, sending them to post. The VariCam actually, which is interesting, will actually store it as metadata as you go, so you don't even have to do that. You can just skip a step, right? So that's the big idea with the VariCam. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the VariCam and show you the same thing with the same network adapter and the same cable here. So unplug this, and hopefully it all sort of works, hopefully. We did it, success. Okay, we're in. So, you know, off we go. So the VariCam is now wired, tethered in, and we can do the same exact things down here. And JC, do you have a video feed again from the camera? Do we have anything up? Lens cap was the issue before. Let's see if we have any luck. No luck. Oh, so. Oh, so that's better, right? There we go. That was great for a second there. So the feed's going to come out here in 1 second, but I'll go ahead and go back to LiveGrade, and I'll show you how we can work with the software. So basically, this tool allows you to do the same thing. You can load a 3D LUT here, right? The same way. I can find a LUT in my system, or choose a preset down here. I can say Panasonic LUT, VariCam 35 to 709. That's a good LUT. We'll try that. And then again, just the same parameters. And on the fly, I can actually apply this LUT directly to the camera. And the great thing about the VariCam in this case, it's actually going to embed that LUT that you've used into the metadata of the file, right? So it's kind of a nice evolved workflow. The Lex XT is a very similar idea with LiveGrade. Talk directly to it. So to me, this is sort of the future of 3D LUT creation. It doesn't necessarily involve boxes. We like the box solution. It works really well. But actually sending it into the camera and embedding that look into the file obviously lets you translate to post very quickly what you were intended on set. So hopefully one more time we can try this feed and see if we have an output. I don't know if it's going to work, but it kind of flickered for a second there. No, it doesn't want to go. Oh. Hence it's, you know, it's the wonders of it. Oh well. Okay. So, yeah, sorry, no feed there. So we'll go back to the back to that. So this is the general idea. Do you have any questions about this? The tool talks directly to it, and when I'm in here like this, I'm actually able to do the same adjustments as I saw before: saturation, CDL adjustments, etc. So that's the general idea here. To me, this is the evolved 3D LUT workflow that we've all wanted in a camera. DITs love this idea, and we all want that we can actually skip the hardware, talk directly to the camera, wireless or wired, and off we go. Any questions? Okay, so Patrick, can you come tell us a little bit about new updates in LiveGrade? Because to me, this has become the default tool for many DITs, most DITs. You're working with pretty much everybody. So let me grab a mic for you. I'm going to grab this yellow mic here. And my question for you is really just, here, come on up, join me. Come on up. Yellow, yeah. Yeah, so my question for you really is just, what are the updates to the software? New products added in? I know you're always adding new things.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Oh, it's
today.
great to have you, yeah.
So the latest things is, you mentioned already, there's a broad range of devices that we support, either camera or the monitor side, or with a box in between. So we're extending the range. You mentioned the Alexa SXT, which is one of the new additions, or the Flanders box I/O.
Yes.
So that's one thing. then we worked pretty hard to do a better integration in cases where where you are not able to embed the metadata in the camera files already, as it is in the VariCam or in the Alexa S6T. That you get this metadata better towards the dailies process. And that works then together with our data management software SilverStack.
Yeah.
So there you have the possibility to merge clip information from LiveGrade and look information from LiveGrade and clip information that comes from the camera card.
Right, together again. So it's like you can sort of achieve what these cameras are kind of doing, these newer cameras doing, but with other hardware.
With any camera,
Any camera, yeah. That's a
and
great
this
option.
merged information then you want to pass on to, for example, like Resolve or Scratch or any daily system,
right?
And automatically apply that to the camera media.
Right,
That's the goal, to have an automated workflow of having two benefits actually from having LiveGrade on set is having the live preview, as we saw here, but also having that same image going into the editorial through the dailies. So that is kind of both benefits.
Sort of the dream idea there, right? It all flows from set right through post without a lot of in between. Right now, without those connections, you have to manually reconnect things, right? It's very, and you know, matched by time code or matched by other things, but or by just writing down the files. I know many DITs do. They write it down. They say, this is the one I used, right?
So we try to improve on that writing down to make that more automated. And the last thing is that we're right now working on the full and official support for ACES. So we're working with the Academy to really have this certification that we're compatible with any other ACES compliant tool.
So would you work with like an ACES proxy? You could take ACES proxy and turn it into any, you could convert it to any other format, or, you know?
So again, the idea is that if you do color manipulations on a film set in an ACES workflow, that you see the same image here on that on-set monitor as you see then later in a color correction facility.
Right.
And to have that exchange and that it's compatible to each other, that's why all these partners are certified, that it really is the same processing.
So actually using the IDTs that they actually provide and converting actually into ACES space and then going from there? Is that the idea?
That's right. So you could use, again, any camera, feeding in the Alexa Log C feed, and then the IDTs and all the processing that ACES contains then takes care about the right steps.
It's great. Big updates.
Yeah, that's it so far.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy that it's really like, that we found a place here to improve the DP's work, actually. Not only the DIT's work, but the DP's work of their way of working with light and the digital look together, camera settings, choosing of lens. This all works together as the look of a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys. That's it for this Ask Questions. Stick around. Thanks for watching. See you soon.